however, gave Mr. Sowore 24 hours to perfect the bail conditions or be remanded in police custody till the bail is perfected. Now to our main discussion. Violence broke out at the People's Democratic Party headquarters yesterday, Wednesday, minutes after the Board of Trustees convened an emergency meeting in Abuja. Senior reporter Ademola Lawrence has details.
The Board of Trustees of People's Democratic Party fixed this Wednesday to find solutions to an ending crisis in the party. The main agenda of the emergency meeting was the urgent need for the NEC meeting to be conveyed and other issues affecting the party. But just when the meeting was ongoing, a fight broke out between Senator Samuel Anyanwu and former PDP youth leader Sunday Ude Okoye. Both are laying claim to the national secretary position of the party.
Which national secretary are you talking about? Is it me or who? I am the national secretary. So, I think maybe we didn't get the BOT chairman well. The BOT chairman said that it's going to be resolved and a committee has been formed. He even mentioned the chairman of the committee, Tani Muturaki, SAN.
Despite the altercation, the BOT meeting continued. It later ended and announced that the National Executive Council of the party will now hold in February.
This meeting, we thank God for PDP. PDP will always survive. Acting National Chairman assured the Board of Trustees that the NEC meeting, as scheduled in February 2025, will hold. Will hold to address all pertinent issues and reaffirm our shared commitment to the unity, discipline, and ideals that bind us together as members of this great party, PDP.
The People's Democratic Party has been facing internal crisis since the presidential primary election in 2023. Even after they lost the presidential election to APC, the party is yet to find its footing as the major opposition political party. Ademola Lawrence, TVC News, Abuja.
Reactions have been trailing that development. The coalition of opposition lawmakers has described the outcome of the PDP's Board of Trustees meeting that the National Executive Council meeting must hold in February as a positive development. The coalition spokesperson, Ikenga Gochinyere, commended the party's BOT for allowing the factional national secretary, Sunday Ude Okoye, to participate in the meeting.
The BOT meeting which held today, it was a decisive meeting aimed at reaffirming that the long overdue National Executive Committee meeting of the party, NEC, must hold as planned by February. So they brought all these FCT Maraba talks, one led by one Emmanuel, to disrupt the meeting. But I want to at this moment thank the BOT leadership for standing firm and allowing the authentic national secretary of our party, Right Honorable Ude Okoye, to participate fully in the proceedings of the meeting. And I salute our national secretary for making that bold effort to enjoy the fruit of the appeal court that have recognized him as the substantive national secretary. All of us are proud of you. The Opposition Lawmakers Coalition supports what happened today and will ensure that adequate legal punishment is meted out to these urchins that they brought to attempt to attack a substantive national secretary of our great party.
On the program today, we'll be speaking to a chieftain of the PDP, a former Lagos State chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Deji Doherty, who joins me via Zoom from Lagos. Good to have you join us on the program. Frankly, one would have thought that the PDP would somehow put up a united front at a BOT meeting on Wednesday, but what we saw was a far cry from that. Virtually every party organ and caucus appears factionalized. Why has it been difficult to unite the PDP?
Well, thank you very much for having me on your TV station today. Definitely, especially those of us that are members of the People's Democratic Party, for quite a number of years are not happy with what is happening. It's quite embarrassing. It has all the negative colorations to it, especially when it comes to us being a formidable, united opposition party. Now, having said that, this is all politics playing out in the People's Democratic Party. It is.
Right, we'll work on that connection and return to Deji Doherty for some more perspective on what played out on Wednesday at the PDP's BOT meeting, which, turned a free-for-all. He had just mentioned that it's politics playing out and that, of course, much is actually expected from the party to be a united opposition party in the country. We'll be looking at those dynamics, including what is happening with the PDP in Lagos, especially as we count down to 2027, when the next general elections will take place. Of course, we know that the PDP has participated in elections over the years, but somehow, has all the time fallen short, really, of clinching that #1 position. Would, talk some more about that and especially get reactions on the general internal squabbles within the PDP, which was in power at the federal level in Nigeria for 16 whole years, from 1999, when Nigeria returned to its current democratic dispensation, up until 2015, when the All Progressives Congress came in. At that time, it was Muhammadu Buhari who flew the flag of the APC. And since then, the PDP has been in opposition. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, the discussion continues. Please stay with us.
The BOT meeting which held today, it was a decisive meeting aimed at reaffirming that the long overdue National Executive Committee meeting of the party, NEC, must hold as planned by February. So they brought all these FCT Maraba talks, one led by one Emmanuel, to disrupt the meeting. But I want to at this moment thank the BOT leadership for standing firm and allowing the authentic national secretary of our party, Right Honorable Udokoye, to participate fully in the proceedings of the meeting. And I salute our national secretary for making that bold effort to enjoy the fruit of the appeal court that have recognized him as the substantive national secretary. All of us are proud of you. The Opposition Lawmakers Coalition supports what happened today and will ensure that adequate legal punishment is meted out to these urchins that they brought to attempt to attack a substantive national secretary of our great party.
Thank you for staying with us on the program. Spokesperson of the Coalition of Opposition Lawmakers, King Agochinyere, reacting to what played out at the Wadata House at the PDP BOT meeting, which turned a free-for-all on Wednesday. Well, while we're making effort to get back to Deji Doherty for some more, updates, especially as a chieftain of the PDP, I have with me here in the studio the executive editor at TVC News, Kayode Ladende. Good to have you here.
Yeah.
All
My
right.
pleasure, yeah.
So on Wednesday, it was on television, and we even saw, some of those gentlemen, tried to exchange, blows, as it were. What do you make of what happened at the internal squabbles within the PDP?
So that's, like I just said on Journalist Angle quite a while ago, it's just a manifestation, in fact, what some people will call just a microcosm of the macrocosm of the, the issues bedeviling PDP. It's just a fragment of what is going on, because whether it's Udo Okoye that is invited to that meeting or Anyanwu that is invited to that meeting, it wouldn't have solved the issue before PDP. And that's what Damagun told the leaders, that I even want to accuse you, some members of the BOT, as part of the problem. I'm sure Deji Doherty will tell us more about it, because I'm not a member of PDP. But as a political journalist who's been covering on different political parties, I have a clear-cut idea of what is going on. The current NWC of PDP, they have two factions. Even though they are in one NWC, the Damagun has where his loyalty lies. The National Publicity Secretary, that's Ologunagba, has a different interest where his loyalty lies. So these are people who are trying to say that, hey, Damagun seems not to be interested in having another convention where we'll have a substantive national chairman emerge. But some are saying that, hey, we need to have a NEC meeting, because when the NEC meets, then they can agree on when the convention will hold, because they seem to have lost faith in the NWC, which should be like the highest organ in the party. But when you're dealing with NEC, you're dealing with the sitting governors, you're dealing with the former governors. There seems to be more, and they should be able to prevail over NWC. So it's serious politics. And if you want to put names to this crisis, we can only make some conjectures, but we won't be wrong.
All right. Now, they've set, February for the NEC meeting to hold, but of course, they are not specific about it. But how are we sure that, they would be able, what's the guarantee that we would not have a repeat of the event of Wednesday?
You see, the NEC meeting may be a means to an end that is trying to resolve the crisis, and it may also be the beginning of a bigger crisis. Because the real elephant in the room, like I mentioned, is about what led to the fragmentation of PDP in the build-up to 2023 election. And that has to do with the rotation, the zoning arrangement. Because as far as the Wike and his team are concerned, power should have returned to the South. But there are people who will tell Wike, but you went into the primaries and you saw Northerners also contested in this primaries. So we should have gone beyond this idea of primaries, where the presidency should lie. Then you come up with another argument. Which zone, should produce the national chairman? And there is a body judge and his team who are also saying that, as far as we are concerned, I'm not even interested in what transpired at the primaries. I'm interested in the fact that power must rotate to the South. And this is the way they feel the party should be headed. So there are bigger issues beyond NEC meeting holding, NWC holding. Some people believe that, hey, anyone with interest from the north should not be allowed to even have interest of becoming the president in 2027.
All right, Kaide. I understand that Deji Doherty is back. He's a former chairman of the PDP in Lagos. So before, that break came up, you were talking about the fact that what we saw play out on Wednesday was pure politics. Talk to us about that.
Yes. Well, like I said, I've been in the party for over 25 years. And someone that has not moved from this party. What is happening or what's playing out is quite embarrassing. And I think it could have been nipped in the bud much earlier. This is a situation whereby the party is split between the Wike group and the Atiku group. Full stop. It hasn't gotten, it doesn't have any other third party into it, apart from those that are pulling the strings on both sides, which is quite obvious, those that are doing that. So I think whatever the BOT is trying to do, I believe it is in the right direction. However, I believe it's rather late than never. It's something that should have happened over 6 months or close to about a year ago, not now.
All right, but now
the Constitution is clear.
Okay, I hear you, Mr. Doherty.
It's clear. Yes.
I hear you. They've said that now the next meeting would actually hold in February, but there are concerns that this could be a make or mar event. It could either resolve the crisis in the party or it will just be the start of bigger challenges and problems within the PDP. What's your take, and how do you think this matter can actually be put to rest?
Well, personally, this is the system that the new administration has brought in, where the APC has more or less disintegrated the judiciary.
That's an allegation you're making, Mr. Doherty.
It's an allegation that has a lot of substance because you see a continuous occurrence of counter orders and counter orders and counter orders from the same court. We have a Chief Justice of the Federation. And this, even what is happening in PDP today, is almost turning now into a national threat, because you have two major political parties. You understand, and even other political parties in Nigeria are having similar problems. You understand, and what is the cause of all these problems? Issues that have happened before that can even be taken care of in the bedrooms of the leaders of the party. Because there is a constitution. But
then, Mr. Doherty, does it not
judges, when you have judges giving orders upon orders that do not even make sense to we, the civil society. You understand? Especially from the same court jurisdiction. A high court is given an order, and another high court is given a counter order. The appeal court is given an order. The appeal court in another zone is given a counter order to that order. This is judicial rascality.
Mr. Doherty, separation of powers exists, and each party is expected to put its house in order and somehow do whatever it should to provide a united front, and a whole lot actually is being expected of the PDP at this time to provide a formidable opposition, of course, to the governing party. Before, I bring you the next question, Kadelade, they would, want to make some submission at this point.
Not really a submission, probably for Mr. Doherty to also help us explain, because I just want to help him by quoting a guest we had on this same show yesterday, when you asked the same question that is APC being fingered in the problem bedeviling PDP? And he said that, excuse me, it's like a football game. The prayer of Arsenal is to have Chelsea continue in their conflagration or have some kind of problems. So, like you said, I think maybe Mr. Doherty should tell us, do we have to blame the ruling party?
No, I'm not blaming the ruling party
your
for
internal
this.
issue?
Don't get me wrong.
Yes, Mr. Doherty.
Don't get me wrong. Anything the ruling party does is playing politics, and it is allowed in the political arena. What I am saying is this. The judiciary should stand independent. Do you understand me? They should stand independent. If the judiciary stands independent, it won't stop the fight, but it will reduce it to the barest minimum. Because once a court respects the other court, and the next level of judges respect themselves, then there won't be counter. All what happened in PDP today is because of different orders coming through their tables.
All right, then. I hear you. But
we
are where we are.
Behind the orders. I'm not putting it on APC's table. I am not. Because APC is playing their game, and they know how to play it well.
All right, but we are where we are now. What is the plan of the PDP to resolve this issue? Are you, because you have continuously spoken about the court, are you looking at the legal route, or are you considering some, brotherly internal arrangement to resolve this issue?
Like I said, the BOT is working on something. For them to even have gotten to this point, I give them kudos. Believe me, because we know those that are playing this game. And if they can even get to the point of calling a meeting, this happening, and the meeting continuing, and the meeting ending, and they coming up with a communique, believe me, they have at least gotten 70% of the way. Now it is time for them to go back and start making some homely phone calls. And I mean homely phone calls across board. If Governor Wike, who is our personal friend, says, if you call him, he's a man that you can talk to, anybody can talk to. So call him for a meeting in Wabara's house and talk to him. You understand?
All right, Mr. Doherty, we really do need to go now because we no longer have time on our hands. We hope we can, have you again, in the nearest future and discuss this further. Former Lagos State Chairman of the PDP, Deji Doherty, thank you very much for your time on the program today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And of course, Kadeladine, thank you very much for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you for the privilege.
And for twinning with me. But that's our program today. We thank you for watching. Watch a repeat broadcast at midnight and at 6 a.m. I am Abosedi Adeni Adremi. Bye for now.